Corey, welcome to the I Sigma On Air podcast. I'm glad you're here. So tell me who you work with and what do you do?
I'm the general manager with Bins4 Shredding. I've been in the document destruction and protection industry for the past 20 some odd years. So
yeah, you're like a serious veteran. I mean, you're not as old as me, but you've been around a long time.
I feel a lot older, trust me.
So Bins4 Shredding, you guys deliver. If somebody doesn't know you, tell me a little bit about what Bins4 Shredding is all about.
Basically, we design, manufacture, and distribute containers worldwide. One of the main reasons why we come to the show is to get feedback. So year after year, we learn more about what's working, what's not, focus on operational efficiencies and things of that nature that's important to shredders, and then work on it and design it and bring it to the marketplace.
Okay. Yeah. So for this morning at the opening event of the iSigma conference, you guys got awarded for something. So tell me about the award. I mean, it was a I forget what the name of the award is. Now, in the top of my head, I should know what the award name is. But anyways, you won the award for a new product. So tell me about this product.
Yeah, it was innovation. So a lot of people had challenges in the past, making sure bins were locked properly, just saving time, effort. And one of the things was in the olden days, 20 years ago, everyone used a padlock.
Right.
Well, people would find the padlocks would get lost or they would accidentally end up in the shredder blade. So a lot of challenges. So there have been some innovations as far as internal locking systems, but they haven't been perfect. So I don't know if we're perfect, but we're working towards it. So we're making a lock that actually locks automatically. It's a slam lock, so there's no messing with keys. It just simply, you touch the lid and it's locked and you can walk away.
So, I mean, just because I actually haven't gone and seen this yet, but is it kind of like, when you, in certain doors, like in cabinets and stuff, you just click it and it kind of locks in? Is that kind of the essence of it?
Yeah, it's the exact same principle. So typically in the past, it's been metal into plastic, which is always a challenge. So we've done metal into metal. It's the exact same principle in a cabinet. So you close it and it's locked.
Oh, nice. So that was what you guys submitted as a product for review from this committee that chose you as the winner.
Exactly. And it sounds very simple, but it took 2.5 years to design.
Interesting. Yeah. So you guys deliver a lot of bins to the industry. Mm-hmm. So what's particularly important to you guys right now? I mean, the industry is evolving. It continues to evolve. Right. What's driving sort of the direction you're heading? Some of the, obviously, these new innovations that have been in progress for a couple of years, but what's driving you right now?
I think driving us is really tapping into what people are looking for. So people have changed their buying habits. Now it's just-in-time inventory. So smaller quantities, quickly, they wait to get a bid or a contract, and then they run around trying to get the bins right away. So just making sure that we're set up properly to be a partner. Instead of just being a provider, we want to be extension of their business and make sure we can warehouse, we can ship, we can take care of, and listen to the feedback, to be reactive to the industry.
So what else is the industry asking for right now? What are you hearing in terms, so there's just-in-time, and I get the just-in-time because people don't want to invest in equipment,
right,
bins, before they have a need, because then they have to put them in warehouses or whatever.
Right.
And many of the smaller truck operators, they're putting them in self-storage units and things like that. So just in time, I completely get. What else is the industry looking for, asking for, needing from you?
Some people are looking for vertical markets, whether it is medical waste containers, or they would look for hard drive opening containers to collect for hard drives. We even have pill bottle openings, so a lot of shredders are trying to separate the plastics out of the paper. So we're trying to find different evolutions and being able to get them into different marketplaces. So they have a great customer base. They may be servicing a hospital, but what else could they provide to that same client when you're already there? So it's worked quite well.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, and I know it's a topic that's just, part of our ecosystem today, which is the whole tariff thing. Because you're a Canadian company.
Yes.
A lot of your customers in the U.S. How are you guys thinking about handling, talking about the whole tariff thing?
Basically, we're trying to stay as educated as possible, as much as you can nowadays. We do have dedicated brokers, so we're really in tune with what's going on.
Okay.
When we're communicating with the customers, basically saying the minute that something changes, we're going to communicate that with you. We're also looking at many creative ways to make it easier for the customer, but until we know exactly how it's going to affect people, we're getting geared up to help offset some of that. So we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah. You guys are deeply connected, or your sister companies, to Bush Systems, right? Which
Correct.
is the recycling. How much of what they're doing in the recycling world impacts? I know it's a different product, but there's similarities. So what are some of the benefits of having the Bush Systems in the back end of Bins4 Shredding?
It gives us a different viewpoint. So one of the things that people are looking for when they deal with healthcare facilities, educational facilities, is the environmental impact. If I'm a shredder and I go in to do a hospital, I put in 1,000 bins. Well, every bin that's a wooden console weighs 50 pounds. So at the end of its life cycle, you're looking at 50,000 pounds going into either a landfill or hazardous waste. Through our innovations, we came out with a plastic console, and what that does, it's recyclable. So at the end of its life cycle, it can continue and be recycled versus that disposal. So being aware of that, we've just added carbon graphs and carbon footprints to our website to help educate people and help them understand. Gives them a competitive advantage. So my competitor is going to bring in this, but I can offer up this. When you start looking at cradle to grave, you know, the shredder, it may be new to them, but it's not new to their customer. So it helps them, you know, get in line with the customer better.
So another question that just sort of springs into mind is, how do you guys work with like the shred truck operators? Because a lot of times the shred truck operators are, you know, they're building new equipment and new stuff, and they've got to wrap their, you know, their tipper around your stuff. Like, do you guys do in the background, are you guys working together with vendors to go, how do we make this a better all-round product? I've never asked that question before, and I'm intrigued by it now, because I've been having interviews with some of the shred truck companies, and they're going, well, we're doing this and we're doing this. Even on their hopper, the grabbers, they're saying, well, we just added this. And I went, well, they must be talking to you in some way, that is there sort of an ongoing interaction between you and the shred truck operators, or the shred truck manufacturers, I should say?
There is, but it's a little bit of catch up. We actually, I'd say 12 years ago, I'm trying to remember the years now, but at one point we started offering different containers, and the lifting systems didn't match up. So the little guys in the industry, the container guys, were actually forcing the truck manufacturers to change the way they operated.
Interesting.
So, but after that happened and we started seeing that, now there's more interaction and discussions. But yeah, because you've got to make sure that if that truck, whether it's $200,000, $300,000, it can move and facilitate the product that is being used to collect the paper. So yeah, it's a nice relationship, and it's getting closer and closer. So
yeah. What other interesting new products are you seeing? And I know a number have emerged over the last couple of years, but what other products seem to be getting traction? Because, I mean, historically, we had a 65, 66, whatever you want to call it, 95, and then the smaller one.
Right.
And then we had the standard executive console, and then we went to the small underdesk ones. What are some of the new things that you're getting traction with, or you're seeing uptick in terms of sales?
More of the electronic waste collection, more of the 175-gallon big totes.
Oh.
So people actually utilize those. One person can go through a doorway and do a lot of collection, so high-volume collection with a small footprint and be able to get in and out.
Okay.
And then more of the separation, so separating the pill balls and things of that nature. So they're trying to make it cleaner, more efficient, and I'd say, and outside of the bins, even for the trucks, I was talking to a gentleman this morning, and they're doing more hybrid exploration. So trying to see how they're going to make it more cost-effective for the shredder long-term when they're only operating the truck when they need to. So I've seen that as being a really positive thing, too.
Very cool. Very cool. So what's your sense of where the industry's going? Because the industry's always evolving.
Yes.
You've been in it long enough, like me, and you've kind of seen all these cycles. So if I gave you a magic ball and you were to tell me what you saw inside the magic ball, what do you see 5 years down the road? Where do you see this all going?
I see more partnerships. I see that different shredding companies partnering up to take over a larger footprint in order to service, say, for instance, the Bank of America or a type of buying group. maybe instead of one shredder trying to service it all or trying to take a piece of the market, they're going to partner up. And we've seen that already start. I think that's going to continue because it's been quite successful. So more of that, less acquisitions and more partnerships.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And from a product perspective, as the world evolves, and you're innovating all the time, and I know you guys think about this, like, well, what, 5 years down, because one of the things I've watched you guys do is, like we said, we started with these, and now when you go to your booth, there's like 70 different products, and that's cool because there's a need, and you have the capacity now with machining and manufacturing to do that. But like, do you see a consolidation back to as many products, or like in the future? I'm not talking today, but like, it just seems like that we see these cycles, right?
Right.
And I don't know, is there anything you guys are seeing that seems interesting to you on the horizon?
There's only so much you can do with a garbage can.
Right.
But I think what I do as far as trying to consult with someone, I don't want them buying everything. I want them only buying what they're looking for. So if we can narrow down what their focus is, if they're looking at one tier or two tiers, they're going to focus on that. So I think it's more personalized to the company versus having everyone does the 65, everyone does a console. It's what are your needs? What is your customer base like? And then kind of honing in on that. So we'll do different tiers. So if it's, strictly shredding or e-waste or what have you, I think it's going to change that way where it's going to be different options for different people.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, man, this has been delightful. Cary, you've been a long-time contributor in this industry, so thank you for everything you've done for the industry, and thank you for spending some time today to fill in the community on what you guys are doing and thinking, and congratulations again on winning the award today.
Thanks so much, Tom. Appreciate it.
All right.